Hello, 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 hello? Hello. Alright, guys. I am back. The reason why I am back, we have a tornado in the ground in Georgia. It looks like it has weakened from what it initially was, but, and that's a big but, it could redevelop. It does look like it could still be on the ground, but I did want to come back on the air just to make sure that because we do have another organizing rotation now, heading towards Columbia, Alabama. So, as you can see, there's a lot of new rotations that have developed since we last saw each other, so I am back just to provide some more updates. We could go over the snow, but not right now, because we have bigger concerns at the moment. Currently, we have a bunch of tornadoes possible, not really a bunch, but like 2, maybe, straddling the border between Georgia and Alabama on the Chattahoochee River. This one is approaching near Columbia. What road is this? Let me just... On West Church Street. Right along West Church Street, this could be a potential tornado. It is an observed... And this is a tornado, it looks like. This might be a tornado. Yeah, this lines up pretty well. So, we might have a tornado approaching Columbia, Alabama. I'm not certain yet, but it looks pretty concerning. So, please, it's heading right for downtown Columbia. Let me look at the population of Columbia. Here, wait. Let me get some Alabama traffic cams. And Georgia traffic cams. I think Georgia's better, because Alabama's traffic cameras are kind of weird. So let me just check the map here. But yes, that is a tornado likely approaching Columbia. Let's see if we can see it on this camera. It's really hard to see. Let me see if we have a sky view. Sorry for the notification. Okay, this is okay. So, I don't know if it's going to go this far north, but we are monitoring it. We are going to monitor it. This is what it currently looks like in Georgia right now. This is not where the tornado necessarily is. We do have a strengthening CC drop quickly approaching the town of Columbia, Alabama. If you live in Columbia, Alabama, please, please seek shelter. Let me change the title real quickly. This is definitely a very eventful day so far. I know most people are worried about this because it's a winter storm, and those are the most widespread impacts, but we do have tornadoes currently right now, so that is more important. That is our priority, because they will damage towns. Snow may damage towns, and so will ice, but the main concern is the tornado. Those could be the worst. Okay, we do have another observed warning now for Blakely, Georgia. So, Blakely, Georgia is now under 2 tornado warnings. 2 observed tornado warnings. So, if you want, you could consider that double the procedure that you have to go to your safe spot. If a safe spot is the most interior room of your house, and if you were to walk through walls, if you were to walk through all of the walls in a room, in an interior room, and when you walk through each wall, you would end up in another room, then you are safe. Then you have to make sure that you're in one of those rooms. If any of those walls you walk through or were to walk through, and you end up outside, you are not safe, and you have to go to the lowest floor of an interior room of your building. And oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. I thought that was much worse than it was. It isn't actually. It still looks bad. I mean, it looks pretty bad, but I thought it was way worse. I thought it was way worse, to be honest. But it's still pretty bad, I will admit. It looks like it went right through Columbia. Columbia, Alabama. Directly through Columbia, Alabama. I need to see the population of Columbia. I just want to make sure that there's not a lot of people there. I don't want to... Okay. There's like 1,000 people living there, so that's not good, but... Of course, the main concern is Blakely. If this heads towards Blakely, Blakely has a much higher population. So let me see the population of Blakely. Okay, that has like 5,000 people. So I just want to give a measure on how many people are in these warnings. There probably is about 10,000 in that warning near Blakely. And in Columbia, there's probably around another 10,000 since it includes part of the city of Dothan. Although, Dothan, you are safe now. The line has passed you, you are definitely safe because all of the rotations are now to the east of you. This rotation is still holding on. I will admit, this rotation is holding on a lot more than we expected. Because this is in a line, realize that. This is in the line. QLCS spin-ups are not supposed to last that long. I will say that, but, I mean, it's still possible. I'm not saying it's impossible for them to last that long. It's just lasting longer than expected. We're still seeing rotation near Columbia, now crossing the Georgia border into Hilton. It will be very close to Blakely, just on the south side. It probably will miss downtown, but still, we need to be careful. We need to be extremely careful with the storm. Please, go to your safe spot. Looking down here in Florida, we do have a couple of other storms too. A couple of other concerns that we have to talk about. But for the most part, the rotations are not prevalent there. Do have another rotation trying to develop near Ashford, and this could be a CC drop. It's hard to tell because it kind of is right near that corruption, and I don't know if it's heading... Let me see which direction it's heading. It is heading southeast, so that could be another CC drop right near Ashford, Alabama. This is not the day we were expecting, honestly. I will say that. This is not quite what we were expecting today. We were expecting some tornadoes, but it's definitely been a little more active than we've expected. I'm not saying it's a lot, but definitely a little. We have a new mesosail session for the ice. I mean, I know we shouldn't really worry about that for now, but that's probably due to some sleet and stuff. Let me see weather-wise and see if that is sleet. I know right here it is sleeting. It is sleet currently. It stopped snowing and it's mostly sleet now. It isn't saying that on weather-wise, but I think it is like a snow-sleet mix. It's still accumulating, but that's kind of what sleet does, so. But either way, we have a bunch of tornado warnings active. Here is the Blakely camera. Here is the Blakely camera. And you can see it is very windy in the area. That's probably due to the severe thunderstorm. I don't think that's due to a tornado coming, but definitely some windiness in the area. Let me see the radar and see how exactly windy it is there. They are under 2 tornado warnings, of course. Okay, so it looks like this rotation is finally going away. So that is good news. The rotation is finally dissipating. You can see it's still there a little bit, but it's kind of merging into the line. I feel like it is starting to go away. You can see there is also still a small rotation heading towards Blakely, but that doesn't look too concerning. There's no CC... Wait a minute. I don't think that's a CC. It looks weird. I think that's just contamination, but it's possible it's a CC, but it's very unlikely. I don't think it actually went through Blakely. I mean, if it did, that would have been horrible, but I don't think it did. I don't think it did. Let's look at the reflectivity. Yeah, this doesn't look like an organized line segment. It doesn't look like a hook, so I don't think that was a tornado that went through Blakely. But over here near Columbia, this could still be a tornado. We just don't know, but let me see the CC drop on it. It's really hard to tell, but it's heading towards Sawhatchee, eventually Damascus and Colquitt in Georgia. Looking back at the camera here, you can see it's still a windy environment. It would have passed right through the camera, but I don't think that was a tornado at all. Kind of struggling the camera a little bit. Okay, we have a new tornado warning. And this is observed. This is observed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We are seeing blacks on the CC. That is not good. That is not good. If they're right, if the National Weather Service is right, which I think they are, we could be having a strong tornado approaching towards Philadelphia, Alabama, then towards Macon, Georgia, and then Donaldsonville. Donaldsonville, you are just barely in this tornado warning. Please seek shelter immediately. This could be a strong tornado. Even though, latest scan, it did weaken slightly. The signal weakened slightly. And this honestly just makes it look more like contamination. It's really hard to tell with this tornado. I will admit, it's really hard to tell. So I can't really see if it's a CC drop or not. It might have been. I mean, let me see what the National Weather Service. 8 miles northeast of Cottonwood. I think that, yeah, that is the storm that they're talking about. I can't tell. It could have been a brief, strong tornado. Like, a brief, strong tornado. And I don't know if it's strong, but could have been something. Anyways, this tornado that has moved to the east of Columbia, Alabama, is now weakened. And is probably no longer a tornado. But you can still see this storm near Philadelphia, Alabama is still ongoing. And that could be producing a tornado. It's just really hard to tell on the radar right now, but it definitely could be. Anyways, looking down at Shipley, where we still have a tornado warning, it doesn't look like we have any tornadoes there at the moment. I'll tell you if there's a change. Alright, let me change my title. Alright. So you have this tornado. No new updates on it yet. Alright, this is looking a little better. But I'm still unsure. I mean, I think that's just the radar. I don't think that's the radar. I mean, I think that's just the background. I thought that was actually blacks appearing on the CC. I think that's just the background. It's extremely hard to tell because they're the same color, unfortunately. They're the same color. But I don't think this is on the ground. I don't think it is. Especially since this is a little off from the rotation. It's a little bit off. You can see it's closer to Gordon, but this CC drop that's appearing is near Philadelphia. So I don't think that's a tornado on the ground right now. I'm not saying it won't be soon. But right now, we're not really seeing a tornado. This line has now moved past Blakely. I wouldn't say get out of your safe spot yet, because you have some strong winds still coming in through your area. You still have some strong winds. You're still in the thick of the thunderstorm. But I will say your tornado threat is probably over. But that doesn't mean you should get out of your safe spot, because these could be strong winds. Let me see how strong these are. These are going to be around 60-mile-per-hour winds. But yeah, we're definitely seeing some performance of this severe weather event. You can also see a small little storm popping up near Quincy. If we do get any of these supercells, do get any of these prefrontal storms. Those will potentially cause tornadoes, especially when they merge with the line. But I don't think we're really seeing much with these storms out ahead for, like, now. I think it's mostly the QLCS spin-ups that we're worried about at the moment. Even though these are not acting like spin-ups, because one of them lasted for, like, 5 miles. So, I don't think these are entirely spin-ups. Nope, I didn't. Okay, I was on the right scene. But yeah, guys, just so you know, I'll be live streaming here for... I'm not entirely sure. I said I was going to go until 4 with the last live stream. I might go until, like, 5 with this live stream since I just started it. It's going to be a little shorter than expected just because I didn't fully stream before because there wasn't really much information to talk about it. Now, since there's more tornadoes and stuff like that, I will be staying on potentially towards 5. So, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and like if you can, so this gets out to more people in need. Alright, it looks like this rotation near Jakin has completely dissipated. I'm not saying that wasn't a tornado, but it definitely isn't a tornado anymore. So, it still has the observed tag. I would still be in your safe spot just in case if it redevelops again, but I'm not saying it's a tornado right now. And you can see all these thunderstorms really go up all the way into central Georgia near Macon. And that's very close to where the winter weather advisory is, so that's interesting. I mean, most of this is rain, but you can see only around 200 miles to the north and east of these tornadoes is ice near Athens, Georgia. So that means it's below freezing there. So this really is changing things. This storm really is making a lot of changes. Like, in the atmosphere between two places. Okay, so that tornado warning for Chipley has been discontinued. There's no tornado warnings in Florida anymore, but there is still tornado warnings in Alabama and Georgia. So please remain safe out there. We're still watching these storms out in front of the line. I don't think much is going to happen with them. The only one that looks kind of interesting is near Quincy, Florida, but I don't think we're really going to see much with it. I'm going to charge my computer. Alright, let's see if we can spot anything on the cameras. Let's see if we can spot anything on the cameras. Alright, well this is the camera that we saw in Blakely. It's mostly raining there. Donaldsonville, let's see. Storm is coming. It's approaching. You can see the dark clouds there. You can see some of the sky, so this will be a good camera to use. In the meantime, still sleeting over here. It's probably going to be it for the snow until like 10 p.m. We might get some snow then, but for the most part, it's over. And you can see how much extreme cold warnings are on the backside of this. It's going to be cold behind this. And I've been saying that for the past few days. It's going to be cold. So please stay safe out there. Please remain warm. If you can, of course, because sometimes the heaters will turn off with the power. Just looking to see if there's any heavy burst of precipitation in these areas. I mean, really, the storm is starting to move out of the United States. There isn't as many areas with extreme snow amounts. I mean, of course, there's the Northeast, but that's about it right now. Don't know what on this radar. We are experiencing some heavy snow in Boston and eastern Long Island too. I'm not sure if that's sleet though, right? Because it's a little different in the areas, it seems. Sorry for doing that. Let's see if that stuff is sleet. It's not. But it's close to the sleet. Is this new? It's a little old, but this is from 30 minutes ago. This is the current outlook. We still have a 5% in place for most areas east of Alabama and south of Macon, Georgia, and between Dothan and Tallahassee. Tallahassee, Albany, Dothan, Panama City, right, you're still in this. So do not let your guard down. You're still in this situation. Let's see what the special weather storm is. Okay, I think that's a little bit outdated because there's not really much ice there anymore. Not many new updates on our tornadoes yet. Let me see if I can find any. This could be some rotation. It's a little bit too close to the edge there, but could be. And I don't know. I can't really. I don't really think that's rotation because let me just see how these line up. Yeah, that's definitely not rotation. That rotation that looks like rotation is in the clear air. So I don't think that's anything. Maybe up here towards Arlington is something, but no, it isn't anything. So we're still watching because this could definitely cause some spin up still. We're not done, especially as it heads into Tallahassee. Let's look back at this camera. You can see some rain is approaching as this camera continues. It's kind of hard to tell here. Nobody knows quite what is going on, but of course Donaldsonville is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And also a tornado warning. To be honest, though, this rotation is starting to really dissipate. I wouldn't say get out of your safe spots. Maybe this is a good precaution for the future, but otherwise, you're mostly okay. Think. Alright, so this little storm near Quincy has just moved into Georgia. It's now approaching near Attapulgis. So just be aware of that. It's a very little storm, so I'm not really expecting much from it. I guess I should change my title. Not really, because, still, National Weather Service has observed. You can see a few flood warnings have been issued. Flood warnings, flood advisories. Near Huntsville and all across Tennessee, we have flood advisories. It's mostly due to the ice and the rain. It is raining there now because of the warm temperatures in that region. Apparently, it's still snowing here. I don't really see it. It looks mostly sleet, maybe even ice, but it's kind of hard to tell. Alright, so some of the tornado warnings have been canceled. Some, not all. But you can see this rotation near Jakin is pretty much gone. So I'm not really expecting much there. I mean, it depends where you are, of course. If you're in Jakin, I guess, due to the strong winds, stay in your safe spot. Or at least close to your safe spot. If you're in Pansy, Ardilla, Dupree, Harmon, you're past the storm. You're good. Like, anywhere in Alabama in this morning, I think is okay. Maybe except for this small little corner with Lucy in it. But yeah, everybody, we'll be staying for about an hour and a half longer. Please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications, and also make sure to like this video so it gets out to more people. Just to let you guys know. Alright, looks like we just got a new mesoskill discussion for North Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia. So let me show that. Don't know why it's... Why aren't the mesoskill discussions appearing? Oh yeah, I'll just show it on the radar. Some freezing rain. So mostly freezing rain with some sleet expected in this afternoon into the early evening. So upper teens, low 20s, the lee of the Appalachians. This, of course, will cause some ice. You can see some ice starting to develop. Mostly on the front side, where it's colder in the mountains. So east of Asheville, towards Marion, Wilkesboro, Greenville, Hickory, Gainesville, Athens, those areas. And Charlotte is included in this too. They are going to get ice eventually. Freezing rain. The alerts are turned off. Okay, we still have these two tornado warnings active. Looks like the one to the north has been shrunk a little bit. And the one to the south is no longer on the ground. So, we have no tornadoes on the ground anymore. Let me actually change the scene a little bit. Just need to... Wait, let me change that. Just need to fix this a little bit. Okay. So we still have 2 tornado warnings in effect. The one near Dawsonville has been allowed to expire. Let me change this title. Okay. If you guys have any questions of me, of course, you can always chat. Just if you have any questions for me, I can take them. Not really much to say right now. There's no tornado warnings that look concerning to me. I mean, there is some radar indicated tornado warnings, but it doesn't look too concerning right now, the tornado warnings. There is this, but I'm pretty sure that's just a radar breaking a little bit. I just need to check for updates. Sorry, just looking for updates. I'll be back. Okay. Don't know why this is just not loaded. Oh, because it's the SBC products. I don't know. This isn't working. Let's just look at this camera again. You can see those dark clouds coming. They're approaching. You can see it's getting windy out there. Sorry, just trying to get myself together. Looks like things are calming down a little bit. But we still gotta look out. Looks like they might have extended these winter weather advisories pretty far south, but they took away some of them in North Carolina. So that's something to note. I mean, I guess there might not be as much icy precipitation in those regions. But we are expecting just northwest of Charleston, there'll be a likely as a freezing drizzle or freezing fog. So please make sure to stay safe out there. There's not going to be any freezing frogs. Okay, so we are looking near Ebro and Crystal Lake, Florida. This does look like an interesting, and it is wrapping up. You can see the rotation there. It is wrapping up. There is no CC drop on it right now, but it is catching my attention as it approaches towards Highway 77. So please make sure that you are heading towards your safe spot. Not quite in there yet, necessarily, but this is definitely going to be a concerning storm. You can see that rotation is definitely increasing. That rotation is definitely increasing near Crystal Lake. I'm not sure if that's a CC drop. It doesn't look like one, but it definitely is a tightening rotation, and that might cause something. So we are seeing one north of Panama City near Crystal Lake. So please, I would say go to your safe spot there. Even though there's not a tornado warning, I would say go to your safe spot there. Blakely resident here. We got bad rain here, but it seems to be slowing down and only thundering here. Anything new we should worry about? You guys are probably done. You actually are probably done. You did get the brunt of the storm, but it looks like you've gone past it for the most part. I mean, there's still some wind going on, of course. It's going to continue for a little bit, but it looks like the main line is past you, so you're just going to get a little bit of rain, and then you're done for the night. Okay, here's that tornado warning for those areas near Ebro and Crystal Lake. There is that tornado warning. Radar indicated. There isn't a CC drop, so I agree with them on this. This could be something, but it's really hard to tell. It's 1 pixel, so I don't think it's anything. Let's see if we can get some cameras there. Florida 511. Let's look. I mean, this is close, so let's see this. Or this. Let me see if something's facing towards the sky. Mostly facing towards the roads, these. We're looking. Okay, let's just use this one. I guess the cars are slowing down a little bit for the storm. That could be a CC drop. It's... To be honest now, it seems like the rotation kind of went away. You can see it's still there a little bit, but it was very brief. It could have been a brief tornado. It's really hard to tell. I mean, this is like 1 pixel and a few other pixels, so it could have gone through near the Bozeman Learning Center, near Crooked Lane, Sandy Road, Melissa Road, and people do live here, but I'm unsure if it actually caused anything. It could have just been some strong winds, because this is a very small signal. But this does still deserve a tornado warning, and you should still be in your safe spot from it. The latest scan is a little less concerning. You're welcome. You're welcome. Alright, so it looks like for the most part these warnings in Arkansas have been allowed to expire. Don't know why this is still in effect. And pretty much in Memphis too, it's stopped. We just have a little bit of ice in northeastern Nashville. That's about it. And up into Indianapolis too. Looking back at the storm near Ebro. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Crystal Lake. Not really much to say here. It looks like it's mostly weakened by now. So that was a brief spin up. Potentially a tornado. I don't think so, because I didn't see a CC drop, but definitely an increase in rotation. Still going through this tornado watch at the moment. Definitely still watching for additional spin-ups. And the snow, too. Still watching. Let's look back at our camera. Did I... Not much going on here. I mean, of course, the rotation's pretty much gone by now, so we're not really expecting this camera to experience much tornado conditions, but you can see it's still a little bit darker than what it would normally be. Definitely a bit of a dreary situation. Let's look back in my area. It says mostly snow here, but I still think it's sleeting because I hear the ice coming. Like, I hear the ice on my window. I mean, it's still saying it's snowing. Not sure about that, but... It actually could be snowing. It looks like it could be snowing right now. It was a brief transition to sleet, but it looks like it might be snowing again. So this might overperform here. I don't know, really. Is this trying to spin up again? Could have another spin up south of Crystal Lake in pretty much the same area, but it doesn't have any velocities on it, so I'm not really expecting much from it yet. This goes all the way down to Panama City. Let's look at a view of the entire U.S. as the sun sets. In IR. Alright, guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. Just because it is almost 4 o'clock, and I did say I was gonna end at 4 o'clock streaming altogether. Also, even though I took a break, also, I know I said I would continue until 5 o'clock, but I feel like we don't have much going on right now. I mean, we do have those 2 tornadoes and warnings in effect. It looks like one of them, yeah, it looks like both of them are set to expire soon. Well, except for that southern one. But this storm near Blakely is no longer really producing a tornado. So, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a short stream, but, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Unless if there's something going on, I don't really see anything. So, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. If you don't know what the notifications look like, it's the bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Also, make sure to like this video. I don't care if you dislike. If you really didn't like this video, fine, dislike. But anyways, guys, it's always important to understand where you are in life. And it's always important to where you are